Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Sarita. I had so many great intentions for recording and reviewing today or this week, and it did not happen. My week really got away from me. So yeah, it's a Friday morning. Happy Friday morning, and I am intentionally going into work late, or not at all. I haven't decided. I'm deciding. And I want to give you what I promised, which was at least a haul from Outdoor Fellow. And I have accumulated some more Marshalls and TJ Maxx Homeworx candles. So we're going to do Outdoor Fellow and Homeworx in this haul. And then after that, what else did I promise you? I promised you a fall Hall of Fame, yes, and then Candle Week, yes, or Coffee Week. So let's do Fall Hall of Fame, like maybe for Sunday. Let's do Fall Hall of Fame. I want to do that because we're actually nearing the end of the month now, which is oh my gosh. So we're gonna need to do like October empties, and yeah, I guess just October empties, right? Maybe I'll do that. I'll do the Fall Hall of Fame. We'll do the October empties. And then that means that it'll basically be like the first week of November that we'll do Coffee Week. Let's just back it up. Let's back it up. All right. So that's what we'll do. We've got a great trajectory here. I've got some coffee that I was too lazy to pour into like amazing mug, just some cold brew from my refrigerator, and I'm sitting here holding this platinum perfume from Bath and Body Works that I've kind of become low-key obsessed in. I mean, it's not going to become my signature scent or anything. It's a little bit too like Claire's Laffy Taffy for me, but I don't think the marketing helped. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to tease this. I am going to do a little review on Platinum and on Perfectly Pink. This just came out, which I actually think is really nice too. It's even less my fragrance though than Platinum is. I just don't think that it's my fragrance. It's a little too sweet. It's a little too girly, if you know what I mean. But I actually liked it. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was delicious. I thought it was nice. I think it's on point from a trend perspective. It works well for the season with the almond note in it. Yeah, I actually am kind of impressed, both with Perfect in Pink and Platinum. I kind of don't love how they're competing with each other right now, but like, God bless. I don't know why they're doing that. So Perfect in Pink, we're going with colors, Perfect in Pink and Platinum. I think Platinum is majorly mismarketed. Bath & Body Works does not make too many huge marketing blunders. I think they've got a crack marketing team. I really think they missed the mark with the marketing here on Platinum. This is one of those kind of Yankee Candle-esque moments where I think that they had a really good marketing concept for a fragrance called Platinum, and they had all of the packaging and all of the colors and textures, and it was a great point of view. And then they just matched it with a fragrance with very little thought given as to whether or not that fragrance was a platinum fragrance, if that makes any sense. And they probably were thinking like platinum can be marketed, like any fragrance can be platinum. It's just because of the nature of that particular color or vibe, like anything can be platinum. And it is true to some extent, but I actually think that the fragrance that they matched with this is not a platinum fragrance. So I'm going to do a little mini review on it, and teaser. I'm going to ask you right now, if you were in the store and you smelled platinum, or if you go to the store and you smell platinum, or if you're low-key obsessed in it and have been wearing platinum, here's my question for you. Close your eyes, shake your head like an Etch-a-Sketch, get platinum out of your mind. Think about the fragrance purely, and then tell me, if you had to market this fragrance as a color, what color would it be? What color would it be? We've got a color here for Perfectly Pink, which is fine because of cherry, whatever else, right? It works, it's fine. Do I think it could have been marketed in a more evocative way? Yeah, probably, but it's fine. Especially fine for the demographic that is gonna love this fragrance. Platinum though. Smell platinum and tell me, what color should it be? Tell me in the comments down below. Before I give you that video in which I reveal to you what the color should be, in my humble opinion. All right. Fine, done. Oh, look what else I got from Bath & Body Works. Da, 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 da. Limited edition laundry fragrance from Snowflakes and Cashmere. Look how pretty that is. Look how pretty that limited edition is. For limited editions, they try to do like a cool wraparound that's not just like monochromatic like the other ones. I think it's really pretty. And I've always kind of liked Snowflakes and Cashmere. It smells like a champ. It smells great. It does smell, to be perfectly honest, like a whole range of fragrance boosters though that are similar to this, i.e. Cozy Cashmere, i.e. the new Moonlit Goddess or whatever it is. The Goddess one that's green, that has that like kind of cashmere muskiness, like a sweet muskiness, like amber, tonka, you know. And in my experience from now having tried many loads of laundry with all these different boosters, I'm not convinced that that particular fragrance note comes across well in your laundry, but there are other fragrance notes that they have that come across even less well. So they're lavender and vanilla, for instance. Like, what's the point basically in using that one? And a lot of their like laundry kind of fragrance notes that have cotton or linen or soapiness in them just kind of duplicate what's already in your clean laundry. So again, I wouldn't like choose those. This is a good one that is going to give your laundry a distinctive kind of smell, but I think is actually on the fairly subtle side. And a lot of people are going to love that. So that is, this is the genre that this is in for sure, which is quasi-successful for me. Anyway, I just threw it in a load of laundry actually that's running right now. So we will find out how this one comes across, but I went ahead and bought two because even if it doesn't perform all that well, I still love it, and it was a fantastic price because they're running a lot of laundry promos right now. If you don't know, if you've been hiding under a rock, it's not even about hiding under a rock. Really, Bath & Body Works has not been particularly great about like promoting their laundry. There have just been a lot of like laundry promotions price point wise. And probably people are like, why are we doing laundry promotions right now? The reason why is because up to this point, for the last year, there have only been select Bath & Body Works stores with the laundry detergents and boosters in them. My particular store does have them, but a lot of stores across the country did not. As of like 3 weeks ago, every Bath & Body Works should have laundry in their stores. So if you're one of those people who is now seeing laundry for the first time, I can understand why these promos are great for you, because not only are you starting to get these promos, but now it makes sense because it's in your store. Other than that, I mean, they do have this small table of laundry, but in my store, it's like buried in the back, and like there's nothing new or splashy with the exception of this. Although yesterday I did see that they did have limited editions of Winter Candy Apple and Vanilla Bean Noel, if you are into that. Although it kind of weirds me out that your laundry would smell like Winter Candy Apple or Vanilla Bean Noel, but like, God bless, you do you. But it could just be because like in my store, we've had it for almost a year, maybe more than that. So it's kind of old hat, and they're like, throw that promo in the back. Anyway, I'm happy to see this out, and I'm going to try it, and I'll report back maybe when I do that video on some of the new fragrances, Perfect in Pink, Platinum. They have a couple aromatherapies that just came out that are really surprisingly good, I think, but it could just be because they're in my wheelhouse as well. So we're going to talk about those as well. Maybe aromatherapy is turning a corner at Bath & Body Works. I feel as though the aromatherapy scene at Bath & Body Works has been kind of lackluster for at least a year, maybe 2 years, when aromatherapy used to be one of their huge sellers. So maybe we'll have a conversation about that as well. All right. Let's leap into it. Let's do Outdoor Fellow. So Outdoor Fellow, they come in these like cardboard things here, boxes. I guess that's called a box. So these are 8-ounce single wick, and I actually can't remember. Does it say on here? It may not say on here, but I believe this is a plant-based wax that is soy apricot wax maybe and something else. So very premium. I generally don't do 8-ounce candles that are single wick because like generally they tend to be an elevated price point, and especially if they're considered prestige brand, and so it's a lot of money. And if you're a candle person that likes your house to like really fill with a certain kind of candle, generally you don't get that performance out of an 8-ounce. Generally you don't get that performance out of a luxury candle brand for a whole host of reasons that are a little bit opaque and weird. And so just generally speaking, it's not a good value. It's not a good experience for me personally. I do make exceptions though for a couple candle companies that, at least in my limited experience so far, every now and then I kind of get a hankering for a little bit more of a premium fragrance, a little bit more of a subtle candle, an 8-ounce. Like sometimes it's just kind of a special thing. So my 2 candle companies that I have been fairly happy with so far that are 8-ounce single wicks are not Nest, Outdoor Fellow, and La Montagne, which is actually a very small brand out of England. I have liked both of those. I've been especially happy with Outdoor Fellow for strength and throw output on an 8-ounce. Not all of their candles are super strong, but a lot of them are, and a few of them best even many like 3 wicks or 2 wicks. So always happy with that. And it's going to burn slower because it has the single wick. So you're going to get a comparable burn experience of like a candle that's multiple wicks. And in that case, like it's really something that you can spring for, I think. And the price point for Outdoor Fellow, I think it's at $35. But we're not in the $50 price range like for Nest. So it is an elevated price point, but at the same time, given how well they perform, I actually don't mind the $35. I personally make sure I'm not buying it at $35. So over Prime Day, I was looking for all the candle sales and I wasn't finding a whole lot of them. But Outdoor Fellow's candles on Amazon actually were discounted. So I think I got all of these for about $18 to $21, somewhere in there. And I was really happy. There's several here that I've never smelled and wanted to. They're kind of like deep in the back catalog for them. And one of them was a repurchase because it was a fantastic price. I want to say it was $15 or $16, and I've burned it before and I love it. So I went ahead and repurchased to that one. I'm not going to lie to you. A couple of these fragrances I'm not sure about, and they may be returned, but that's what Amazon is great for. And the owner and developer of this Outdoor Fellow company, I believe he hails from New York City. He has always sold through Amazon. And on his website, actually, it directs right to Amazon. So really, you're not expected to pay shipping and handling on these. And as we all know, if you buy the candle off Amazon, it's really easy to return it, even if you just don't like the fragrance. So a really good deal. So let's talk about Outdoor Fellow first. I've got 6 candles from them. The repurchase for me was a limited edition Destinations collection that he did like during the summer season. I want to say like at least a year or 2 years ago. There were 3 in the collection: Bonaire, Fire Island, and Maui. And I've talked about Maui ad nauseum. I love Maui. Of the three, Maui was my favorite. I've already repurchased it. I will repurchase it again. I thought they were going away, but he must have back stock of them because they still continue to be sold. Maui is this most incredible like fir balsam with pineapple. And it was like a revelation to me. I'm not a huge pineapple person. Maybe it wasn't balsam so much as pine, like a pine and pineapple, because it doesn't smell Christmassy. It's just brilliant. I love this candle, and the performance on it was fantastic in terms of strength and throw. I love Maui, and I would actually put it in my Summer Hall of Fame of candles, which I haven't actually done that video yet, and I will. I promise it to you next summer. We're going to do it early on, Summer Hall of Fame, because actually, if you don't know, fun fact about me, summer is actually my favorite season for home fragrance. Most of my like hoard-worthy favorite candles in the world are weirdly summer fragrances. So I've come to this realization over the years that actually summer fragrance doesn't get a whole lot of love. I love summer candles, and I just think that the range and the possibilities are incredible. So anyway, Maui is one of my Hall of Fame summer candles. I have Fire Island here. I loved Fire Island as well. I mean, I loved Maui more. I think it was more of a revelation, but Fire Island was fantastic. So when you open these up, this is one of the things that has changed. They used to not come with lids. It's a glass candle here, and it's pretty like, you know, low, bare bones. You know, it's a classic cocktail glass. The labels are a little on the cheap side here. You could turn them around or even maybe peel them off. I'm not really sure. But they used to not have lids. They had this like big cardboard coaster that would fit over the candle and keep it from like shaking and kind of keep it in place, but it wasn't a true lid. Now we do have cardboard lids here, which is fantastic with a little bit of a gasket. And it's not meant for beauty or for presentation, but I think it's a really nice touch. It makes it even easier to store if you don't want to like, oh man, that smells good. If you don't want to like keep the box, etc. Although it's a very tight box, so you're not adding a ton of space in storage if you opt to just like keep it in the box, which is usually what I do. Oh, it's so good. So because it's such a soft wax, I was just kind of brushing it off. Very soft wax. Oh gosh, I love this one. It's actually, you would think with a Fire Island kind of candle, it was going to be like smoky, heavy, male cologne, maybe woody, maybe smoky, maybe something like that if it was taken in a literal direction. This is actually kind of a feminine candle. It's bright, it's fresh, it's floral. But there's also this like herbal quality to it as well. So the notes here on the side say sea salt pomelo, which is grapefruit, black pepper, ocean mist, ooh, yeah, maybe a little bit of aquatic, bayberry ferns, coastal lavender, geranium, warm patchouli. That's what's giving you that like little bit of an herbal. Amber sands, warm, high, perfumey, salted driftwood. Not a basey candle, but I wouldn't say it's high range either. It's a nice mid-level candle, and it's so amazing. It's got great strength and throw. I love this candle. I really do. I think it's fantastic. I did like Maui better, but I obviously am repurchasing it. So there you go, Fire Island. The rest of these are new to me. Let's go with the one that's not particularly seasonal, and it's kind of beat up box for whatever reasons, but I'm definitely keeping it. Flower Garden. The notes on this one are freshly picked lilacs, rhubarb, stalk, heliotrope petals, pink peony, amber, and jasmine petals. Generally speaking, Outdoor Fellow candles are a little bit more rugged and a little bit more stripped down, a little bit more masculine if they had to lean a particular direction, maybe stereotypically. This is one of the few that is not in that quality. I'm not a huge floral person, but if I can get a really great, authentic floral botanical experience, I'm really happy with that, and I'm really happy with this candle. So here's what it looks like right here. Flower Garden. Oh yeah. Super authentic. A lot of lilac. A lot of green. Several different florals. And they're well balanced and they're well matched with each other. Some are a little bit creamier, a little bit less sweet. Some are high and like pollinated. Ooh, gosh, that's nice. It's nice. Oh, it's really pretty. And like I said, very fresh, dewy, authentic, rather than like a floral oil. You know what I mean? Oh, really pretty. I have several now floral candles in my back that in my back storage that I'm really excited to burn in spring, either this year or spring some year, because they're just in this category, which is the category I love. Really fresh and authentic floral. You know what I mean? Ugh. Oh, I encountered this new company at TJ Maxx the other day. It was on clearance. It's called Floral Street. And I think it's a foreign company. I want to say it is England. It's a British company, maybe, Floral Street. I'll have to look again. But anyway, same thing, kind of an 8-ounce like luxury candle, and it smelled fantastic. I think it was the one that I got was solar. It was like a sun blossom. So Floral Street apparently does like florals across the board, and they're fantastic candles. Like I can tell just from having smelled this one. So I'm really excited to try that out too. If you're a huge floral person and you don't mind a little bit more of champagne tastes and preferences, check out Floral Street from England. All right, so there's the floral candle. Then we've got a lot of like seasonal, more fall and winter, like tree-ish, smoky fireplace, woods kind of candles. So we have one that's called Woods, one that's called Coastal Forest, one that's called Fireplace and Clove, and one that's called Sandalwood and Pine Needle. All right, so, and I've got one in the back that's called Campfire, and I really wanted to burn that this year, so maybe I'll burn that soon. All right, so here's Woods, and actually this is old packaging, so this shows you, this is what the coaster used to look like. It would just fit on top, as you can see, and it doesn't have a lid outside of that. But now they've changed. All right, so here's Woods. Woods looks like this. Yeah, so it's not what I expected. This actually has very little like strong wood in it. It doesn't really have a woods smell. And I actually am not sure that it's even particularly masculine leaning, which is kind of odd. It actually kind of has a soapiness and a freshness to it. Very mid-range. Like the most sophisticated laundry detergent or something. But it also has like musk and amber in it. So it's not like just full board like laundry or that kind of degree of soap. It's like a little bit of a soapy-ish perfume. I think this one may go back. It's just not what I expected. So the notes on this one are mahogany, cashmere, green moss, patchouli, tonka bean, precious woods. I don't know how to pronounce this. Olibanum. I don't know what that is. And musk. I mean, on paper, this should be a very deep woody. If it's personal fragrance-ish, it should be cologne-y, right? And it's really not. It's kind of an odd fragrance. I actually think I'm going to return this one. But we'll see. That's Woods. Just don't be, if you're expecting like a very deep wood note or a rugged outdoor note, which is actually kind of, I think, their forte, this is weirdly kind of not in that category. And for that reason, I don't love it that much. So that's that one. Let's go to Sandalwood and Pine Needle right here. Sandalwood pine needle. We've got a fancy lid here. Let me just smell it first. I like this one a lot better because it's unexpected, it's unusual, it's a little bit more stripped down and not obviously perfumey or cologne-y. I am getting some wood here. I don't know that I'm getting a whole lot of sandalwood. Or even a whole lot of pine needle. It's kind of a wood with like a vague green note. But I'm actually getting something which is kind of fruity, like a citrus fruit almost. All right, so what are the notes? Notes on this one, oh, here we go. Sweet orange and lime zest and lemon. Oh my gosh. Okay, so right off, that's where the fruitiness is. Then eucalyptus, juniper berry, okay, pine needle, cedarwood, sandalwood, and amber. This one smells a lot more like what the notes are, but yes, it does have that fresh fruity vibe at the top. Again, very authentic fruity vibe though, like not a synthetic or candied. And then yeah, I am kind of vaguely getting some like woodiness underneath. A little bit of green maybe. And some amber, yeah, I can see that too, because there is a warmth, like it's not just straight up an outdoor candle. Kind of mid-range for me. I'll probably keep this one. I don't know that it wows me, but I'll keep it. I'll keep this one. All right, Coastal Forest. Oh, I like it. But again, it's a little bit on the soapy side. Bon Air, by the way, was very soapy as well. I don't know that I'm loving the soapy note, although he certainly does it like very nicely and like in a very classy fashion, thoughtfully. Is that like a Bath and Body Works soap, you know? Okay, yes. And I am getting something mossy and eucalyptus or juniper like, maybe even some spruce or pine. It's underneath, and then there's kind of this soapy aquaticness up on top. Instead of soapy aquatic, and it's like a soapy sweet aquatic, I think I would have liked a little bit more brininess personally, especially since we're talking about a coast. So salty rather than sweet, maybe less soapy. But yeah. All right, so the notes on this one are pine, eucalyptus, fir needles, pine cones, cinnamon, clove, vanilla, I don't know, patchouli, yes, I could see that, cedarwood, and musk. This doesn't say moss, but it does smell a little mossy to me. Maybe it's just the eucalyptus with the patchouli that's kind of giving off that little bit of a, with the musk, it's giving it off kind of like a damp mossiness, like an earthiness. Yeah, I really like the bottom part of the candle. I'm not sure about the sweet, soapy aquatic on top, but yeah, I'll keep it. I'll keep it for sure. I do love my trees, my woods, my coasts, my aquatics. You know what I mean? And I always like a little bit of musk thrown in for added measure. Fireplace and Clove. If I remember, I did not like this one. Let me see. Again, it was another kind of bait and switch for me. All right, Fireplace and, well, I'm not going to look at the notes. Yeah, whoa. No. I mean, there's just no way I would smell this and think Fireplace and Clove. I think I would smell it and be like, what is this? I don't know that I love it. There is something honeyed about this fragrance. There's a honey note, but it's not, it's a little bit, there's like a sour or like a plastic smell in it. So it's not like a full honey, like it's not quite as like sweet or rich as it should be, and it's kind of there's just the off-putting note in it. That's pretty much all I can smell. It's literally all I can smell, like a plastic honey. Notes on this one are bergamot, juniper berries, clove leaf, violet petals, clove buds, Canadian spruce, cedarwood ashes, guaiac wood, and musk. What the actual fuck? None of the above. It's so weird that actually I'm tempted to burn it because I'm wondering if just the cold smell bears no resemblance to what it is that you're actually going to burn. Like, I don't know. Like maybe, I mean, there are candles like that transform dramatically from what it is that you're smelling. And then there are other candles I've bought where like the cold smelled a certain way, like the first layer of wax. And then once you started burning it, then like something else came out and then the cold smell bared much closer resemblance to what it is that was burned. It was almost like the first layer of wax was just kind of like a film of some kind. And that can happen with candles that have been stored for a while as well, which these may have been, especially from Amazon. I don't know, but I'm not loving that one. So Fireplace and Clove and Woods are actually no's for me, and it's because they don't smell at all like they're advertised. And I don't know if you would burn them if they would smell differently. Flower Garden is a yes. Fire Island is a yes. I'm going to keep Coastal Forest and Sandalwood and Pine Needle. The other two I think I'm probably going to send back, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's go to the Homeworx section of this review. Guys, I found 2 coveted new fall candles. And also, I want to say this, in my latest trip to Home Goods, I noticed at my location that there were like 6 or 7 forest blackberries, which is a brand new fake fragrance that I bought full price from Harry Slatkin's website like 3 weeks ago because I had to have it. You know what I mean? And now I feel like a fool because it's being sold at $14.99 at TJ Maxx. Here's the thing though. I was thinking about it last night because it was kind of beating myself up for the fact that like you shouldn't have bought Forest Blackberry, you know, full price when you know full well that blah, 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 you know? But I don't regret it. I just really don't. Here's the thing. There is nothing worse than waiting for your Marshalls or TJ Maxx to get something that it just never gets. I mean, it really just is a certain psychological level of like angst that like you can lose sleep over. You can lose sleep over. And then you know what is worse than that? What is worse than that is seeing other people around the country find it in their TJ Maxx. Is there any worse feeling that it's like envy and low-key hatred and like it's like a mental health crisis over this specific candle that you need to have at TJ Maxx because you don't want to buy it on the website. And I say at that point in the game, honestly, $30 is a small price to pay. Just get the candle. Get the candle, right? And then you can like be on social media and you can be fine and happy in your heart because you know what? You experienced the candle that you wanted to experience. God bless if you can find it in Austin, Texas for $14.99. I have it in my house too. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Just one of those weird things. So anyway, I burned Forest Blackberry. In fact, it's sitting on my on-deck circle here to review. I didn't love it and I would not repurchase it. But spoiler alert, it performed very well. And I think a lot of you would really like it. So on that level, I actually can recommend it. And if you see it in your Marshalls, definitely pick it up. Definitely pick it up. I am going to review it here. But there's actually another one from this year from Homeworx that is very similar to this that I'm burning right now. And very similar, but I love it. I love it. Whereas Forest Blackberry is a version of it that I don't love as much. This version I do love, and it performs even better than Forest Blackberry. It's one of the best performing Homeworx candles that I've burned in a really long time. So I think I'm going to review both of them in the same video. But yes, Forest Blackberry, I don't think you're going to be disappointed because the performance is good and it's not a bait and switch. It is giving you a really nice, like, berry, frankly, currant kind of smell. I just didn't like it as well as this other one. So we'll talk. All right, but then the two other coveted ones that are brand new. Look what I found. Oh, my camera turned around here. Look what I found. Autumn Vineyard. This one is brand new. And Connor from Connor Loves Candles reviewed this one. I would have been very leery of it. He got it in PR and he was like, it's not really a great fragrance. And I was like, oh, well, in that case, you would think with the Vineyard that it would be maybe a fruity fragrance, maybe a grape fragrance. No, not even a boozy fragrance. So kind of unique in that respect. And I don't know why you would have wasted a perfect marketing of Autumn Vineyard without making it one of those. Not that I think that those fragrances, I think they're very hit or miss. And I think it's actually very difficult to nail a grape fragrance correctly, if you know what I mean. Although a wine fragrance should be a lot easier. And I know that Harry Slatkin really does well with like boozy notes. So I was kind of hoping, like, worst case scenario for a deep wine with maybe some wood and musk. Like, I think that would be a fantastic candle, like a wine cellar like candle from Bath & Body Works. But it's not that. It's something completely different. Although randomly the notes on it are sparkling wine off the top, fragrant orange, autumn leaves, which is a phantom note, and golden amber. And the color is this amazing amber color. It's weird. Guys, it's really just more of a spice candle. At least that's what I'm smelling on cold. Yeah, it's like an amber spice with some heavy cinnamon and clove. Heavy. Which I kind of like. I mean, I think if you're going to go in for spice, like, make it really spicy. Yeah, it's just kind of a very heavy, like, amber clove kind of fragrance. But it's warm and it's sweet at the same time. He's not even listing spices on here, so I don't get it. We'll have to burn this one up and see, but no matter what it was smelling like, I was probably bringing it home just because I was kind of intrigued by it. All right, look what else I found 2 days ago. Palo Santo Spruce. You know that I'm in the Palo Santo queen. And I'm in my Homeworx era, which means that all the Palo Santo candles from Harry Slatkin need to be burned. I just reviewed Palo Santo Pumpkin. Didn't think it was anything to write home about. Personally, I kind of suspect that will be the case for Palo Santo Spruce, but it is requisite. We must burn it. And it was basically, they sold it at QVC this summer. I think as a duo, actually. And some of the, like, I feel like some of the brand ambassadors got it. Yeah, they would have gotten it. I'm like, wait, they're not QVC people. No, they're Harry Slatkin people, though. And so to promote the, like, TVC, like, Christmas in July moment or whatever on QVC, they got that spruce candle. And I really wanted it, but I was hearing bad reviews about Strength and Throw, which also Palo Santo Pumpkin was plagued with Strength and Throw issues, too. This smells pretty weak on cold, so I think we're going to be in the same ballpark. But, you know, sometimes we have to experience things, even though we know what we're going to experience. Like, we need to touch the hot oven at least once, like, you know, and then we can move on with our lives. That's how we are. I actually like this one a little bit more than Palo Santo Pumpkin because Palo Santo Pumpkin was a little bit more predictable. And by predictable, I mean that like if it had come out 20 years ago, it wouldn't have been predictable. But now after like the Bath & Body Works Cozy Sunday Night, Palo Santo Pumpkin was kind of like, okay, you know. It's a nice Palo Santo Pumpkin with a wood underneath. Great, you know. But I think that a lot of candle companies are kind of moving in that direction already, so it wasn't, you know. This one is a little bit more unique. As with Palo Santo Pumpkin from Harry Slatkin, I'm not getting a strong Palo Santo note as opposed to just kind of a generic wood note. And this one actually has less wood in it than the Palo Santo Pumpkin, which is weird. This one is a little bit more austere and unique though. I'm not even getting a spruce note. I'm getting neither a wood nor a spruce note from it, at least on cold. By the way, this one doesn't have the, I guess we're doing away with the dust thing. Because it's so weak, we have to smell it like this. So weird. It's almost got a fruity vibe to it. And I know this is gonna sound whack, but almost like a banana-like overtone. A kiwi. But then there's like something musky and cool underneath it that is making it like not a fruity tropical kind of smell. It's a bizarre candle. What are the notes on here? Palo Santo, blue spruce, fir needles, and spiced amber. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. This one makes even less sense than the Autumn Harvest on paper and then smelling it. I'm so confused, but maybe they will burn differently than they smell on cold. That's the only thing I can say. I like it and I'm intrigued. I mean, it's kind of like with some of the Outdoor Fellow ones. I'm intrigued. This is something I haven't smelled before. It's not an obvious perfume or cologne, so check that box, you know? But I don't really know what I'm smelling here. It's very faint and it's very mid-range. So I think this is not going to be a winner, but I need to experience it at least once. I almost bought this last year and I didn't. I know this is a more long-standing candle for Harry Slatkin. I've just never purchased it. Citrus and spruce. I was not tempted to get it last year. I didn't like the way that it smelled. But this year I do like the way that it smells. Marshalls and TJ Maxx, Fluctuations. It's a nice little pale green. And weirdly, this one smells more patchouli, smoky, and woodsy than Palo Santo and Spruce or Autumn Vineyard, both of which promise that kind of a smell. This smells like what many of these Outdoor Fellow candles should smell like. Fireplace and Clove, I'm looking at you. Woods, I'm looking at you. This smells like a Fireplace and Clove or a Woods. I'm getting a smoke. I'm getting a tree. And by tree, I'm getting mostly wood rather than green. And I'm getting something vaguely funky herbal like a patchouli. It almost makes me wonder if this is a mistake. I'm getting like no citrus at all. Fresh pine, orange citrus, vetiver, and oak moss. Ah! Vetiver and oak moss. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that I believe. I don't remember last year's iteration smelling like this. Last year's iteration was much more citrus forward, spruce forward. Like it made more sense. This one, when I smelled it, I'm like, this smells more like a fall candle than anything for Christmas because of the strong vetiver, oak moss, and like I said, almost a smoke nuance. Is this a mistake? Is this a new iteration? Is this a new formulation? I don't know, but I smelled it and I'm like, I would burn that now. That's like a fall rugged masculine candle. I've always kind of wanted this one too, and I finally brought this one home too. So Christmas has sprung, at least at my Marshalls and TJ Maxx. So we had a lot of not only late fall candles, but also some early Christmas ones. Treetops Glisten. It's weird, but I kind of like it. Woo! All right, so here we are in fresh spruce balsam category, and a little bit of ozoniness, and a little bit of like funky musk in it as well. What do we have? Fir balsam, pine needles, woodland cedar, and white snow musk. There you go. All right, friends, what is advertised is what I smell, and I'm that kind of girl, so let's do it. I don't know that Treetops Glisten is the right marketing for this, because Treetops Glisten with the snow makes you think like glistening, sugary, sweet, sparkling, and this is kind of like a more bassy fir balsam with a lot of musk. So I don't know that it's the right marketing, but God bless. Then this one, and I'm really excited about this one, mainly because look how pretty. These glass ones have been appearing now for a few years in a row, but man, that blue is just so special, right? Oh, yes, I love it. And on top of it, guys, they were selling it at my store for $12.99. Highway robbery. Now, granted, I think these are only about 14 ounces or 13 ounces. Unfortunately, the tag is obscuring the ounces on here, so I can't tell it. So it's not like a huge amount of candle, but like you should be paying for the glass at the very least, and I don't really think you are at $12.99. This is Balsam White Birch, and I don't think I've ever burned this one. And I'm liking it. Now, this one does smell more like a Treetops Glisten kind of fragrance because it has a higher dimension to it and a fruity dimension that's a little sweeter. Yeah, it's a much sweeter high range perfumey candle with some like tree grounding to it. I mean, I like it, but it's definitely, when you think well, I mean, it is white, but when you think birch, that's a tree that it has a leathery, musky component to it. I don't think, no. This is fir balsam, white birch, cedar leaf, and smoldering woods. This is where you should be getting the smoke nuances, and this smells like citrus and spruce. Yeah. I would believe it if these notes were attached to citrus and spruce, actually. Yeah, this is a bait and switch for me. And there is a little bit of a fruity component that's a citrus as well, I think. But I like it. I like it. It just bears no resemblance to not only the name or the notes here listed. So help me out if you're a Homeworx person. Am I right? Am I wrong? This one I hemmed and hawed over. I put it in my cart. I took it out. But at $12.99, again, for one of these glass vessels, I was like, you know what? Mistletoe Magic, another one that I'm not sure about and that I've picked up and put down several times. We're going to spring for it at $12.99 in this beautiful glass. I like it and it's unique. It's in the ballpark of these other ones, though. It's got the fruity, kind of perfumey, sweet, high component to it with a little bit of tree grounding. I mean, they're kind of a dime a dozen here. They're nice, don't get me wrong. They're just kind of that like tree conceptual that leans a little bit feminine, you know? Notes on here are black currant, pine needles, fir balsam, and pomelo, which is grapefruit. So there you go. There's the fruity component with the fir balsam and the needles. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It feels to me like a candle that is not going to perform well in terms of strength and throw, but God bless. $12.99 for a beautiful vessel. And I've always I've set that Mistletoe Magic down more times than I can recall, and I think we need to just bite the bullet, get it over with in the pretty vessel, bring it home. So there you go. Homeworx haul, late fall into winter. The big surprise for me was citrus and spruce, which seems more like a rugged fall candle to me, masculine fall candle. I need help with this one. Is that the case? Or am I going to burn it up and be like, oh, I smell citrus and a Christmas tree? It does promise vetiver and oak moss, though. Like, why would you have vetiver and oak moss in a Christmas tree candle, right? Or a holiday candle of any kind, to be perfectly honest. I mean, oak moss and vetiver is a very, like, cool weather but not cold weather kind of note. Like that's in your like fall region where everything is damp and cool but not frozen. You know what I mean? So I don't know why you would put vetiver and oak moss in like a holiday candle or a winter candle. But citrus and spruce seems like a marketing that's very holiday and winter. No? God bless. All right, my friends, there you go. Some hits, some misses here, and some returns. Let me know if you have thoughts on any of these, and definitely if you've experienced platinum from Bath & Body Works, let me know what color you think it ought to be. Thank you, my friends. I will catch you in a couple days with a fall Hall of Fame. All the fall candles that I worship and adore and would love to burn every single year, regardless of whether or not they're new, flashy, etc. These are the repurchases. These are the hoard worthies. You know what I mean? And then we will do like September empties after that. And it's going to be Halloween. I am frantically trying to burn a couple of Kringle Halloweenish kind of candles so that I can like give you something for Halloween. It's not really my season, but I feel like something needs to be burned that's Halloween forward. So I think I should probably get done with those in time. Spoiler alert, at least one of them is being hate burned because it's on the struggle bus in my guest bathroom. So that'll tell you how that review is going to go, at least to some extent. So I'll try to do that, and then we'll do coffee week right after that. Okay? That's what I've got for you, my friends. Thanks for joining me. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one.